feel like my mom doesn't pay attention to me, but when I try to hug her when she gets home from work and she pushes me away.
Couple layers to this question. Number one, my first question actually for you is this. Have you ever talked to your mom about it? I know that might sound obvious to some of you listening in, like, what do you mean? Of course she probably talks to her mom. That's the first thing people do. Wrong. Sometimes we assume people should know better. You're my mom. Don't you know I want a hug? I shouldn't have to talk to you about this. And I'm not saying that's what you say. I'm just asking, is that possibly something that you could do? Is to say to her, Mom, I would love if we could embrace and hug more. I miss that touch. I'm very kinesthetic, and which means I like the feeling of touch. I like that. My brain responds well to touching things and people and hugging. So maybe you should try talking to her if you haven't. If you're looking at me like, duh, of course I said something to her, well then let's go on to plan B. Plan B is, I want you to recognize, and this is going to be kind of big deal stuff I'm going to teach you here. I mentioned it a second ago actually. Sometimes people are very touchy. They like that way of interacting with the world and with others. And sometimes people are really not touchy. Please, I don't do the touching thing very well. So first of all, identify, is your mom kind of the touchy type or not? And then be careful, because she might be trying to show her love to you in other ways that are not touchy, but because you're so touchy, that's the only way you want to see it. For example, if she brings a treat home for you after work, when she sees you and she says, hey, I brought this home, it's on the counter, maybe that was her hug, if you will, if she's not really a huggy person. Does that make sense? Or maybe it's not, you're not allowed to watch TV during the week, but this time she goes, okay, you can watch something, you can, catch a video, or you can use your computer or something like this. Maybe that's her giving you a hug by allowing you to do something else. Maybe she says, hey, tonight we're going to go out for dinner, instead of giving you that hug. So be careful and kind of start watching. If my mom's not the huggy type, is she maybe giving me her version of love and affection in a different way? And then if you notice that, you can start appreciating her more and not feeling so distant, like she's not trying to give you anything. The last tip I would give you is realize that at the end of the day, your mom might be so exhausted, so distracted, and I would use the word overstimulated. Maybe a lot of people talking to her, maybe a lot of people giving her information, a lot of people asking for her to do stuff, and maybe a lot of typing, a lot of phone calls. So a lot of just input, stuff coming in. And so when she walks through the door, she's looking for the, nothing else. And then you come to hug, and she might feel that sense of, oh, no, more input. I don't want it. So I want you to recognize from that example, you may not need to take it personally. Again, I don't know your personal situation. When I'm here in the sweet seat, I have to give general answers. And if I were to meet you in person or ever have a session with you, I'd find out more details about what you're talking about and give you really pinpoint, specific advice. But for now, with what I know, A, maybe your mom's really not a touchy type of person and she's showing you love in another way. B, maybe she just doesn't know, and you actually just have to tell her, Mom, I like hugs. Can you give me some when you come home? It just kind of makes me feel connected to you. And then next, maybe she just had so much input that it's not personal. So don't think of it as she's pushing me away. She doesn't want to hug me. Think of it as my mom needs a break and she just can't deal with any more input right now. My gift to her is a little space. So you've got a couple options. Try them all and then let me know how it goes. Bye. Keep focusing on positive, healthy thoughts. Care more about how you feel inside, because that's how you build self-esteem to live the life